nice thing because I haven't performed in Toronto. Actually, about 20 minutes ago. Forward back. It's a long time. So coming back is cool and stuff. And I was earlier, a guy was showing me this YouTube of Billy Bob, and coincidentally, I know Billy Bob, and because I love country music and stuff. So I watched the interview, and he was saying crazy shit. But the one thing that he said that wasn't crazy was the mashed potatoes thing. That was the true thing he said. And, we know as Canadians we are reserved compared to Americans. We know that. And like the biggest country music star that ever existed in Canada, Stompin' Tom Connor. Dan had 2 songs about potatoes. He never mentioned gravy once. The other part was kind of crazy shit is Monster Magazine did that. No, I like country music. I like old time. I don't like the new. Is that right to say faggy music? It doesn't mean homosexual, you know what I mean? It just means, you understand. Cool, now you see country music, you guys don't know, because that was the old-timey country music where it's fucking cool. Now, I saw a video of a man wearing a white suit on a cloud, and then a lady in white. What the fuck? I don't know what that is. But it's not country. Country, all about booze. Since I said that, I will say this. I'm not a homophobe. People think sometimes I'm homophobic. Oh, he's homophobic, this or homophobic. Just because listen, I have no problem with gay guys. They can do whatever they want. But just don't put my face on it. I think that's the only thing. You know, like I joined a gym there in LA. I want to work on my abs and my they just get hairier. The point is this. I don't like the locker room. Because when I go to a gym, I abs, the lattice and the dorsal, all that shit. I want to work on that. See? The last thing I want to do is go into that goddamn locker room, and see some guys, hot, shiny, beautiful cock. Trudge on the treadmill until my heart rate goes up 2.5 times the thing. That's why I'm there. That's why I'm at. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I'm at the gym. I am not at the gym. Seem to go in that goddamn locker room and hide behind a locker and stare at a guy's beautiful ass. Red hot balls. I don't have time. First of all, I'm a busy guy. I spend 34 40 minutes got to stay in the back. That's not for me. Do whatever the fuck they want. I go there to do mats. Mats. I go on, I have Pilates. Mats Pilates. And I do things with them. I push. And I do that. I do all kinds of shit. You gotta work everything. You gotta, because this part here, the quad, that actually helps and the ab help, everything. That's why I go to the gym, and it's very important. Fitness is probably one of the most important things. A sound body makes for a sound mind, but what I don't want to do but I'm Mr. Homophobia. Hey, we broke that mountain. Now, I love westerns. That's my favorite genre. Not like a western for me, you know. But Brokeback Mountain, I'm telling you something. That wasn't no goddamn western. A western is a genre that has certain rules that must be strictly adhered to. And Brokeback Mountain, you can't just put a couple of hats on our guys and call it a western. The sheriff. The guy's coming back. He got out of jail. He's on his way. The sheriff is scared, but he's the sheriff, and the townsfolk, maybe they'll be behind, don't know. You know? Albert, the blacksmith, he put a horse and wagon out back. Just in case, he said, you know? There's no shame to a sheriff, he says. And then you go, what's going to happen? You know, what's going to happen? That's a western, you know? You know what a western is not? There's two super hot guys fucking. What the fuck is it? That's not a western. You want to see a western, you see, you know, John Wayne. That's the prototypical western, you know. Pick it up, Liberty. That's a western. I'll pick it up. People shooting each other over a piece of meat. That's a western. I'm your Huckleberry. That's a western. But what is not a western is a close-up of the beautiful, shiny, hot red cockhead nursing a beautiful asshole. That's not even in the fucking movie. My cup of tea, but you gotta do the goddamn thing. Do it right. Just because, and when westerns come to the big screen, that's why I was so excited about Brokeback Mountain. They hardly ever come to the big screen because they say, you know, westerns dead. Westerns never dead. Always come back. You know what I'm saying? Always. And that's why I always, whenever it's in the theater, I like watching westerns in the theater. And a guy with a black hat, he's standing, he's only about 40 yards from the guy with a white hat there. The one guy is not going to be after. Smoke clears, only been one man standing, you know that. So you go, come on, Sheriff, come on. That's what I like to be at the back of the theater. Come on, Sheriff, come on, man. The last thing I want to be is the back of the theater fucking whacking out jizz all over. Cups of jizz all over something. It's out of the homophobic guys. What about that fucking French? about his sexuality. Just the fact that I jizzed all over his face. All of a sudden he's questioning us, you know what I mean? I think we all know that Frank is a little bit...
Artie rules!
Oh, Artie, yeah, he's a good guy, man. You talking about Artie? I'm a little worried about him, but you know, but he's doing all right now. But you know, everybody got their demons to fight. You know what I mean? And in Artie's case, it's heroin and alcohol and stuff. Everybody though, you know. Hey, what about me? I got demons. When I tell you the demons I'm fighting, you're gonna not think anything, Artie. I have literal demons. Sam and Ralph. Sam ain't so bad. Shoves bucketfuls of coal out there. But this Frank having his goddamn, doesn't he, Frank? He has one of these tridents, you know, he's fucking trident. And they're always pretending they know the devil. These guys are real low-run demons. Every day, what can I do? You're a good Christian. Get thee behind me, Satan. Get thee behind me in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ of Nazareth. I'm a follower of the Nazarene. Any Christians here? But used when I was young, see, everybody was Christian. You didn't even have to ask, just everybody was Christian. Nowadays, I tell people I'm Christian, and I think they think I'm telling them I'm a retard. That's the way it goes. It goes, it ebbs and flows. I know a guy, you maybe know this guy. You know Bill Maher, the comedian Bill Maher? He thinks I'm a fucking retard. And he made a movie, you know, about religion and stuff. But he came, and I talked about he's a nightclub comic, you know, like me. We talked into this. That's what we do for a living. And so I was talking about 4 years ago, he said, hey man, I'm making a movie. So I said, oh, what's it about? I said, do you go to the moon, and then when you get there, everybody there is a woman? He's like, no. I said, oh. I said, it's a movie where maybe you're the dad, you're a kid who never grew up, you know, and you're like, but your father, he has a big business and stuff, and then he dies. You have to take over the business, and you know good, you know, is that kind of thing? He's like, no. I'm like, well, what the fuck's your movie? He's like, oh, my movie is I prove God does not exist. So I was like, oh. It's perfect. What better movie for a nightclub comic to make? Apparently Bill Maher, you know, when he had time there, apart from his smoking pot and being with whores all the time, an amateur theologian and figured out the question that's plagued mankind. Who knows? the thing. This is why I tell you the reason I believe, this is the reason, is because you got to look at the evidence. You know, that's what you have to look at. Now, so you go, hey, what's the evidence that God exists? Zero. Stop there, you understand? Then you gotta say, what's the evidence God does not exist? Zero. None. So, now you're in a fucking pickle. Plus one of them for sure is true. And all you can do at this point is hazard a wild guess. That's all that's left. The evidence is non-existent on both sides. So what I do is just like when I'm shopping, I look at both sides. I go, what do you got? I go, my thing is when you die, you go up on a cloud, play a harp. I go, God damn, I like to play a harp. How about you? They put you in the earth and they put some dirt on you. This guy was saying, anything else to do? Yes, your loved ones will all be there to meet you when you die. No kidding. Yeah, and your dog. What, Barky? The kids have a Barky? Yeah, Barky will be there. Holy man, I love Barky. Hey, is Barky going to be there with your thing? No, just dirt. This guy, all right. Also, I would not put that in your pamphlets. I guess that's why you don't see atheists like on the side of the street, like, nothing means anything. I'll just come on and sick or die. Anybody. But I understand because people, I think what Bill Maher, you can't see the forest for the trees. He gets all confused about God and he starts talking about people. You know, people, they'll do anything. Like, so a priest will fuck that kid. They love fucking kids. They don't have nothing to do with God. That's just the guy God. You know, they have a black thing and then you got a white thing over here. You don't think for a second God is telling him to do that. No, God doesn't care for that. I don't care for that. God is a much nicer fellow than me. I think that's what's Christianity, you know. Like evangelists, some people, you know, I don't align myself with any evangelist, but I got a pastor where I live, and he does good work, and he's a good man, you know. But evangelists, I don't like him, you know, because, man, sometimes I see him, it doesn't even seem to be about the Bible. I see him, they'll be just standing in front of a building or something going, hey, you got $20? Building sounds like they run out of money. Bigger than God, oh God, man, you know how things are. Overruns and stuff, you know. $20 or $10. Basically panhandlers. Well spoken, very good speakers. $5. $5. I can divide by 2. Up to $5, then it gets triple. Then he's not such an exponential wizard. I got like a little bit of, you know, I still, listen, man, I'm not, when I say I'm Christian, I'm not saying I'm better than anybody. This, first of all, the worst thing about being Christian is you got to try to talk other people into being Christian. And that's not my fucking. I'd rather be up in heaven playing a harp, watching somebody getting raped by the devil. I think it would be more fun to see my friends being raped by the devil. I don't think the fun is through. And so after a while, people stop inviting you to parties. That's what happens to me. So I kind of lapsed. I'm a lapsed Christian in that way that I don't really do what I should do, which is, you know, blow up abortion clinics. But I don't really have the courage of my own. That's all right. Doubting Thomas was the best one of all. You know, because Christians, I'll tell you something, you know, as a Christian, that we don't learn, you know? We don't learn. Like, for instance, you think about it, right? This is a Christian nation, you know? And when you think about it, we still eat apples. Now, that seems... it's on page 2 of the fucking book. Now, I like the apple as much as the other guy, you know? I like it. Macintosh, you know, a Rome, you know, like a Rome apple. EG, you know, like Red Delicious. I don't know how they got to name their fucking apple that. My name's Macintosh. I call my apple Macintosh. Hey, I'm called it Rome. It used to be a city. And still is a heck. I named it Rome. Anyways, how about you, Frank? Red Delicious. What the fuck? You can't do that. I already named it. Well, hey, fuck this shit, man. Well, you named yours Macintosh. Yeah, but it doesn't. You can't. That doesn't. Indirectly, you're going to pretend that all other red apples are undelicious. Don't you see? You know what you're fucking doing for it. Tell me you don't know. But anyway, I am not the eating apple. That's my big thing. I don't eat it. Because I don't know if you've read the first few pages, but what happened was, at the beginning, you know, everything was good. It's not like now where my back hurts. I did something happen or something. And it was a stick. It was like right there. I thought it was a spleen. Hockey stick right there. Boom. I thought it was a spleen at first. It wasn't. But anyways, my back hurts. But anyways, the point is that back then, it did. No one's, you know, they had a garden. And everybody loves a garden. And Adam and Eve were two people. It was before the big population exploded. And they were in a garden, you know, a nice garden, you know. They can do anything they want, right? God, the nicest guy ever. He says, anything you want, sure, anything. Then as he's leaving, he says, listen, man, I'm going to come visit you once in a while. And I happen to like apples. So I'm going to have the apple tree here. And so when I come down, I can have the apple and chat with you, and you can do whatever you want. Right? So, yeah, that's cool, right? Next fucking page. He's like, and I love women, you know what I mean? I have nothing but respect for women. In some ways, I think they're nicer looking than men. I respect women, and like women that hurt me, and if there's anybody that hurt me more than anything, it was that fucking evil one. I mean, it's just our luck that the first woman ever lived, also the dumbest fucking whore. He stumbles through the garden, sees her there, and good Lord, I don't know what was going through his mind. That would be the worst fucking, like imagine if you go home and your wife is sucking a guy's cock. Imagine that times like a billion. That's what you would see if you saw eating an apple. Just be walking back, hey, what the fuck? What's that? It's not, oh, God almighty. Is that a pomegranate or something? Bosco. It looks kind of, no, it's not. It's an apple. But she had a good reason, though. She got some advice from a snake. When you put it in context, understand. I don't care how big an atheist you are. You could be Madeline Murray O'Hare, you could be Bill Maher, or Christopher Hitchens, or Spinoza, or Nietzsche. Would you ever take advice from a goddamn snake? I wouldn't take advice from a snake, even if it was a question of a reptilian nature. If it was a question about snake, I would not take the snake. I would take some Chinaman or something. I forget sometimes. Plus, also, I don't really, as far as racial epithets go, Chinaman. Literally a man from China. The one I don't get is Indian. Man, that's really the most offensive one, and yet people still use it. I don't understand that one. That to me is more offensive than any other one ever. On account of, I haven't had any formal education or anything, or informal education. I think I spend my weekends with Marshall McLuhan. Is he still alive? But I do know this. From what I understand, Christopher Columbus came over here, right? And then he came over. I guess he came over to America. So I don't know how the fuck Canada happened. Because I grew up in Canada and just took American history. I remember there was a guy named Jacques Cartier, but my dad didn't like him because he was French. So he wouldn't let me study a lot of the things. But anyway, back to the Indians, which is what I came here to tell you. Pull down a big fucking pointer and stuff. No, I understand. And you may know better, but Columbus came over, and he thought he was in India. He fucking came here on more North American continent, and he thought he was in India. So he gets off the boat and stuff, and he's like, hey, look at all the Indians, Naturally, he thinks he's in India, right? He's like, hey, they look funny with their feathers in their heads and everything. Oh, man, look at all them. And then a guy comes up to him and go, hey, Chris, listen, buddy. We fucked up somewhere. I'm looking at the map, we took a wrong turn here in the middle of the ocean, and we're not in India, we're in America. Yeah. And then Christopher Columbus goes, oh, hey, you Indians, get the fuck out of here, you're in the wrong country. Your country's way over here. We come from India. And we still say Indians. They say, guy's an Indian giver. We're the ones that fucking fuck them, right? How did that one ever start? They like to drink their booze, though. Especially love it. I don't drink myself. I used to. I'd do anything. Man, it didn't matter. I would just drink. When I was young, now I'm afraid of dying, but when I was young, I didn't know. I didn't think I was going to die. I just go, fuck it, I'm not. I don't even know why people do that. So, I felt invincible. I would just drink. Anything. People would hand me pills. Especially pills. Like, them from the doctor. Retarded too much. Obviously, when I say retarded, I mean people with Down syndrome. I did the worst, most powerful drug I ever did, LSD. Any of you guys ever do LSD? That is a strong goddamn. I was 17 years old. I did about 4 days before I did LSD. And people warned me, man. They said, you got to watch that LSD on account of, if you do it, then you get a flashback. Like 10, 20 years later, you get a flashback.
Bullshit!
So I thought, that seemed like a good idea. So I went to my local drug dealer, Ralph. And I said, Ralph, I hear that you got a product where I eat it, I get high now, and then 20 years later I get high again. What's the truth of that? I like to think of myself as a guy who likes to stretch his drug dollar, So good, long term. It's like a RSP or something. Gave him my $5, and anyways, turns out there was no flashback. It's been long since 10 and 20 years since I have done LSD, and there's no flashback at all. Nothing, just big, huge jip, just more, you know what it is, more horse shit by the big acid company. They don't fucking care about you. The little guy, the consumer, they don't. If you think that the acid conglomerates in this give a good goddamn about you. I can't help you. Fool's paradise. All they care about is third quarter profits. You ever say anything that you don't know what it means, but you know it fits. That's what I did right there. Third quarter profits. Yeah, Macdonald. He comes, oh God, you know. That's not his name, Alcoholic Bobby. That's not his nickname. No, my friend Bobby is, he came to me and said he's an alcoholic, which is a serious thing. He said, I have the disease of alcoholism. And I said, that's a terrible thing. But I always try to look at the bright side, cheer people up. I said, Bobby, you know, as far as diseases go, I think you got the best one. Not exactly bowel cancer. The only disease you get is drink booze all the time. That is the disease. Always drinking booze. You know, you had to choose. That's probably the one you'd go. Not to minimize it though, because you know you know it's a hell of a thing to admit something like that. To say that you're weaker than you know, because man, as you know from you don't know from your scriptures, but I do. Man is pride, you know, it's vanity and pride. He got a little bit of over here, a bone, but mostly vanity and pride. You know? So to stand up and to say I'm weak and I can't, I'm beyond. So he goes to Alcoholics Anonymous and he gets up in front of a whole group full of people very courageously and he confesses that he's an alcoholic. You know, he admits it right out there. He says he's an alcoholic, which does not seem that anonymous, I know that. Seems like the exact opposite of that. Like the anonymous alcoholics would be like, you fuckers. I don't know which one is your alcoholics and which one is just drink booze. But once you fucking tell a whole church basement, then it goes kind of long. What they seem to be anonymous about is their last name. That's their big. They will not tell you their last name. They'll tell you anything about booze. The most horrific stories you've ever heard. But they will not tell you about their last name. You know, they'll go, my name. They'll say just their first name. My name is Bob, and I am the alcoholic. Then they'll tell. Sometimes they'll like put in the first initial of their last name. They'll go, I am Bob J, and I am the alcoholic. And then, good God, they'll say anything, you know? They go, I remember one time I was under the influence of the demon rum, and I started pounding my own son. He was only 2. Punch him in my... Looked down, my hands are ghastly red. I don't know where the gore had come from. My knuckles are my own son's skull. I'm not telling you my last name. Man has a right. Or a little bit. One time I blew a dog for a pint of chicken. All right, J is the first letter. I'll tell you that. As far as I go now. Letter, beeswax, as far as I'm concerned. Plus, you can look at my face and memorize it. But other than that, prefer if this one made completely. I'm not very ready to keep a secret and tell a room full of drunks. That's not leaving the room there. First time a guy has a relapse, hey, blew a dog for buying a chicken. No, that was a problem. Yeah, I understand the dog has some gin. What the fuck was I going to do? The guy didn't have something in his tooth, but I do. The actor who was portraying the alcoholic relapse guy had a little piece of pork chop in his tooth. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to eat it now. Very good. Did you do that? Did you eat it after you did it? I don't know the etiquette on that, but I've been after it all. Goddamn. I had a pork chop at this restaurant. Something occurred to me. I had some pork chop. And in a restaurant, you know, when you eat a pork chop, you've all eaten pork chops in restaurants, you know?
What do you like in the fifth?
Pardon me?
What do you like in the fifth?
I know it's a horse racing. Who do I like in a horse racing? Is there a famous horse named Pork Chop? I'm not good with I never understand what they're saying. Secondly, I can't bring myself to, because I've seen guys go, what I came here to tell you about was the pork chop. That's really why I'm here. And I ate a pork chop at a restaurant, and it suddenly occurred to me, as, I don't want to further alienate you, but as, you know, Paul, when he was wide, no, forget it. It suddenly occurred to me that you eat a pork chop differently at a restaurant at home. Like you would never at home go, hey man, I'm going to make myself a delicious pork chop. I'll fry it here in my skillet, you know, and I'll turn it over until it gets nice and hot on both sides. But while that's getting hot, I think I'll eat a big fucking loaf of bread. Will be good. Or when the pork chop's ready. You've got fucking Down syndrome or something. And also desserts. A guy running a dessert in the old days, a guy, you know, at a restaurant after your dinner, a guy would show up and he'd go, what would you like, an apple pie or a cherry pie? You know? And then you go, I would like an apple pie or a cherry pie. It doesn't matter. I don't want to polarize the audience and provoke some sort of soccer fuel. So, now it's different. It's not the man with the a guy comes out with a big tray and he's got all his stuff on it. He's all weird. He's like all sexual. He's like, I tempt you. We have chocolate. This has chocolate inside. Checking it. You're like, what the fuck? Hey, I'm a felon, you're a felon. Why are you... We're still talking about the desserts here, right? Going there blowing killing you in the back or anything. Easily trickable. Sometimes I'm like that. And I don't want to end up in the kitchen, you know, going, hey, wait a second. We were talking about raspberry torrent earlier, weren't we? I don't care much for you, Buster. My word is my bond. So I continue. Hey man, hockey man, that's fucking cool. I'm so happy to be home for hockey. God damn man, I don't get anything. We can't fucking see it in the States and shit. Because I grew up, you know, we all grew up with dreams. I grew up, my dream when I was a young boy was to be a professional hockey player. Everybody has a dream. You may have had a dream of being a professional hockey player, you know? This guy probably had a dream of being a professional hockey player. There's all kinds of dreams. You grow up and you're not a professional hockey player. Professional hockey players and then the fucking rest of us. But you're accepted at some point. But I was excited about hockey. I always dreamed of winning the Stanley Cup, man. Hoisting it above my head. Calder trophy. I thought I'd win that. I thought I'd win all the trophies. Hockey, I'll tell you one thing. Hockey is the only sport where they have a trophy that nobody wants to win. The Lady Bing. That's for the most gentlemanly hockey player. Gentlemanly is not an adjective that a hockey player would want attributed to himself, you understand? May as well call it the pussy. I mean, it's even for a lady. And my come on now. Back on.
Way to go, Poindexter!
Guy fixes it. There's a problem. Man fixes the problem. What's actually interesting about Raffy is that he was named after the children's entertainment brand. Is that interesting? Cool dude. I saw Raffy one time, man. Hey, you know I saw this guy. You ever see a hypnotist? I saw this guy. The guy's name was Ravine the Impossibilist. You know that fellow? This guy, he'd bring people up on stage, right? And then he talks to them and shit, right? And then he goes, go, do that. You're a chicken. And then the fucking guy's a chicken. He thinks he's a chicken. So he's like, well, that's not how a chicken sounds. And then you talk moon language or something like that. The guy's all of a sudden he's talking like he's from the moon. Like, I don't think people inhabit the moon, but people speak moon. Anyway. You can talk these fuckers into anything, right? So I saw my brother, and then later on, I was in the parking lot, and I saw the fucking guy that was a chicken, right? So I says to him, I says to him, I says to him, I says, how did that feel like being thinking you were a chicken? That was cool.
Try.
And then I knew it was complete horseshit. Because could you imagine your actual reaction? Like if someone said, hey, how does it feel being a chicken? You'd be like, that was a chicken. I'm gonna go try it again. I'm gonna go try to get on with my life. That would be a reaction. You wouldn't go, that's cool. That's why I used to smoke. I would not go to hypnosis because people tell me, go get hypnotized. Quit smoking. I didn't want to do that, you know? Because I didn't want to be like that. I didn't want to go, man, I quit smoking. Good news and bad news. I quit smoking. Bad news is I got no free will, it turns out. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to smoke. Redeem the impossible. He even says in his fucking name, he says it's impossible. He says to avoid lawsuits or something. When I think about it, where the fuck did I even go? It says right on, it's impossible. Redeem the fraud. I guess Ravine sounds like Raffy. I don't know why I'm talking about anything ever. It all works out in the long run. Hey, I thought you ever think of something wise? I thought of this thing. Hey, better sorry than safe. Right? You know, the opposite things, you know, usually they're wise, right? So, anyways, this was my latest one, but I've thought of many wise things, right? So then when I tell people, I go, hey, man, I thought this wise thing, better sorry than safe. They're like, yeah, that's retarded. It's not wise at all. Like, oh, then I feel bad about myself. But and then I realize it's just because it's me. So now I have a trick. Whenever I think of something wise, right, I go, hey, as Winston Churchill once said, better sorry than safe. And then I go, God damn, that's wise. I go, it was me, you fucker. It's Churchillian in his wisdom. I got lots of fucking tricks. Like, I don't want to lie because it's, you know, you're not supposed to bear false witness. But you gotta lie sometimes so people will like you. And I've cut out my lies. I used to lie sometimes, like, for no reason, you know, like I go, like, somebody would come up to me and go, hey, you ever see that movie with Meryl Streep and the horse? And I go, yes. In the back of my head, I go, what the fuck am I lying about over here? Stand to gain nothing by this one. When the fucking guy doesn't start talking about that movie with Meryl Streep and a horse, then of course they always do. They go, hey, who was the guy in that movie that played the woodsman in The Shed? He's in a lot of movies. I can't remember his name. And I'm like, oh. There was a horse. I could just give him information that he already knew. And then there always comes a time, you ever had that where you're lying and the guy knows you're lying and you know he knows, and you know, that's not a good moment. moment. That doesn't feel good. What the fuck is that? Is that a newfangled machine? It's what? Oh, it's a debit machine? www, all that shit. All that fucking shit. I was just gonna fucking say something too. I can't remember what it was. What was the last thing I said? Does anybody remember that?
Horse!
Oh, line. I have a cool trick that you guys might want to use. If you want to use it, this is what you do. It's a way of telling the truth, right? You can tell the truth, but you can tell the truth about very bad things, you know, that you don't want to really tell the truth about. And what you do is you use a sarcastic accent. You know? So maybe your wife comes up and goes, "Hey, did you fuck my sister?" You're like, "Oh, yeah, I fucked your sister." That's me all over. Matter of fact, I'm gonna fuck her tonight. Oh, yeah. That's why I married you, so I can fuck your sister. As a matter of fact, I married you so I can fuck your entire family, regardless of gender. I'm gonna fuck them all. And then I'm gonna move to another town and find another family that I can fuck. She's like, "No, sorry. No, that's me. That's me. The guy that wanders around the country fucking family." "No, sorry. No, I don't get the story. I'm the one fucking families out there." So you get to tell the truth, and people apologize to you, and you get to do all these cool things. We all have to go, but I do want to thank you all for coming, because I love coming home, and I want to thank you very much. And you're very... at this club to do any kind of crazy shit I want, because one man, and that's Mark Breslin, the owner, who's over there. He was one of the first comedians I ever saw. Fuck guys saying anything. So he just does anything, and that was the coolest. So I feel like more free in the FX club. But I wanted to tell you this. This is a true story. That I went to a sick kids hospital, you know, a children's hospital, and to meet with sick kids, because I'm a very, very famous person. Anyway, the kid had no fucking idea who I was. It was horrible. I used to see this kid's ass. This is the true part of it. That was true too. But the true thing is, he asked me to. I finally got through to his cancer-riddled brain enough to convince him that I was a stand-up comedian, or as he called it, a joker. So he said, "I have a joke for you, you know, and will you tell it when you do your jokes?" So, you know, of course I have to do it, you know, because Babe Ruth, or I don't know. I have to. He promised, you know. So here's his joke, and then I I will leave you, but here's the joke. It says, a dog goes to a place to send a telegram, right? And so the telegram guy goes, what do you want to put on your telegram? So the dog goes, woof, 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 woof. You know? So the guy writes it down, and the guy goes, oh, I notice you only have 9 words here. He goes, we have a deal here, 10 words or less is the same price. Would you like me to add a woof? And then the dog goes, but that wouldn't make any sense.